conditions a little difficult when bowling second. Let's pick up the action. Wasim Akram will be right there on top with Waqar Yunus.
Yes.
Wide called.
It's very strong bowling lineup South Africans have got, and one feels that with Shaun Pollack coming at number 6, certainly it's the bowling department which seems to be much stronger, although Shaun Pollack is a very good striker of the ball as a batsman, and so is Kulsner.
Peel again for LBW. This time the finger goes up, and an early strike for Wasim Akram and for Pakistan. And Andrew Hudson just saying he hasn't had much cricket on tour, very little match practice, a couple of knock-up games prior to this match, and he's out.
And Wasim Akram this time bringing the ball back into the batsman and hitting the right leg, so the umpire had no hesitation whatsoever in judging Andrew Hudson leg before. Very good delivery from Wasim Akram. South Africa 4 for 1.
Lance Klusener is the new batsman. Not an unfamiliar role for him to come in early on. He opens the batting for his Province Natal in one-day cricket. This has gone up very, very high. I think it will fall safely and will go over the boundary rope. It was very nearly 6. I didn't think it was going to carry as close to the boundary rope as it did, because it went so high that he got hold of it pretty well in the end. There's a fine leg but no backward square leg on the boundary, and so able to get away with 4 runs.
And this is what he has been sent in for, and the ball staying in the air for miles.
Well, this is a good looking shot off the back foot, and I think it might have enough on it just to make the boundary rope. It does, off the back foot. He's got a heavy bat, he's got a good eye, he times it well, and that means 9 came from the over. South Africa 13 for 1. There's a man who's been a real thorn in South Africa's flesh with a bat in one-day international cricket. He's got the most phenomenal record against South Africa. I think he probably averages over 200 against South Africa. This is away through the cover point area, and it will be 4 more.
And Gary Kirsten also picking his first boundary to a delivery, which nothing wrong with it. He waited for the ball to come onto the bat, and then instead of hitting it hard, he stroked it. He timed it perfectly.
That's beautifully played by Gary Kirsten, and it beats Wasim at mid-on, and it's 4 runs. That really was a class shot.
Yes, once again, beautifully timed and beautifully placed. And Pakistan will have to be careful here, because both these batsmen picking up boundaries as well as the singles almost every ball. And this one, he really played it beautifully well.
But despite that early loss, South Africa have prospered. More than 4 runs to the over. Again, the slower one, and this is hoiked away through that mid-wicket area again. Once more, it's going to just make the boundary. Foot was there, but he couldn't help it going onto the boundary rope, and again he didn't really connect sweetly, but enough on it this time to get there for 4 runs.
So once again, I think it was the slower delivery which Wasim Akram bowled and closed it. That's the reason I think he didn't time it well, but he did manage to pick up the boundary. Saeed Anwar failing to stop the ball from touching the rope, boundary rope, and South Africa is certainly prospering here. Klusener doing the job that he has been sent in for.
There'll be more here. Nicely timed off the back foot and very well played. In fact, that didn't look as though from the outset it was going to make the boundary, but it did. And so suddenly South Africa, despite that early loss, rollicking along at over 5 runs to the over. 38 for 1.
That's a good shot, straight back down the ground. That's a hallmark of Klusener's batting. You know, it's very easy for him to be labelled a slogger, And I would argue with that if anybody were ever to say it in my earshot. He's been sent in there, I don't think as a pinch hitter. I think he's been sent in there as a very, very fine striker of the ball. And that was a very good example of his quality. In the slot, back down the ground. Head still, perfectly balanced.
Sacklin now to Kirsten. That's a fine stroke. It was a little bit short, and also there was some width to it. He went back and hit it for 4. That was a fine stroke. Timing the ball very well indeed, because really when you saw that leave the bat, it didn't look a certain boundary, but it just sped away.
Now to hit the ball for 4 with a vertical bat off the back foot in front of square or wide of mid-off's right hand normally belongs to tall people. Taller you are, the higher you can stand up and hit through it, but shorter people in stature find it difficult to do it, but that was exquisitely timed.
Take that. It's a splendid stroke. First bounce over the boundary for 4 runs. Well, that was a tremendous hit there from Lance Klusener. It was in the slot and he gave it everything.
That's his quality. As soon as he recognises a delivery that he can free his arms and hit right through it, he does it, and he's certainly in this innings done it with a great deal of success.
Oh, it was in the air, but it was past the backward short leg. 4 runs.
Yeah, it's a pretty safe shot, really. That man is only there because there's got to be an extra 1 in the circle still. So only the 13th over, and they want the fine leg much squarer for Gary Kirsten. So if he just gets a bat on it, it flies either side of him, it's going to take a bit of catching.
The crowd, it's a good one, beginning to get into the party spirit here at the Qaddafi Stadium. Look. Oh my goodness me, what a splendid stroke. He's gone over everything for 6 runs. That was picked up beautifully by Kirsten. So the end of the over, 13 have now gone. It's 82 for 1. Oh my goodness, he got away with that. That's lucky. But very well fielded there by Moin.
First little bit of fortune here for Gary Kirsten. Nice change of pace from Sacklin. He just floated that up a little bit higher, dragged it back a little as well. Kirsten early with a shot.
Tremendous blow right over the top. All these 2 fellas aren't messing around here. They've swung the bat, found the middle of it most times, as on this occasion.
Yes, I was saying in the test matches that this fella Klusener is a terrific striker of the ball. He's so powerful, heavy bat. He almost just stands and delivers.
They've really set up the challenge for the Pakistan bowlers from the start. Oh! He's bowling now. That's a big blow for Pakistan. A very dangerous partnership between these two, finally broken. 15 overs gone, and in the 16th, Sacklin strikes. South Africa 94 for 2 with Klusener bowled.
Yeah, it was beautifully executed because he decided to bowl at leg and middle, and he just squeezed one through Klusener there. 94 for 2.
By Sacklin with the dangerous Klusener being bowled.
Yes, I think it's so important to get wickets as well for Pakistan, because now that South Africa have got off to a real flyer, playing good shots, scoring 6 runs and over, it's very difficult on a flat pitch then to pull the momentum back. The only way you can pull it back is by taking wickets, by somehow keep thinking positively about getting new batsmen to the crease. And that's what Sacklin did. Well, this was the Sacklin wicket. Just sort of went through the gap. Klusener trying to play it a little bit to the onside. He didn't really do much. Just hurried on a bit. He sort of gated himself, trying to work around it to the onside.
That's a fine shot. Fractionally short. Cullinan has only just come in, but still in position to pull for 4 wide of mid-on.
Well, there's no margin for error, just a touch short, and he's onto it very quickly. Good shot. But it's that sort of pitch that it gives the batsman confidence to play the shots. It's an absolute beauty of a pitch. I think that throughout the tournament, everybody who wins the toss will bowl first because of the dew. They don't want their bowlers to be bowling in the evening session with the dew. I think it's worth at least 20 runs, maybe even slightly more. Oh, gorgeous, gorgeous. Absolutely cracker. That's his favourite shot, that's what he's known for. Stunning cover drives. Now that's what we didn't really see in the test match. Watch the foot get out there. There it is, the second stride, he nearly stopped. Normally Gary Kirsten will go over the top on the leg side. Yeah, but he's not so keen, you see. Nice thinking by Sack Lane, as well as nice execution. You can see the 3 men out on the boundary. Now he can go. It's not a big field, or it's a big field, but the boundary isn't big. But you've got to hit it for 6 with 3 men out there. That's a brilliant over, isn't it? Maiden over from Sack Lane, 106 for 2. You can't just defend on these pitches, because you're not going to stop the flow of runs. Now that is a rare sight. Inzima on the boundary, galloping round, and what a lovely throw.
Well, we saw him on the boundary in Toronto in the Sahara Cup, only briefly.
He didn't stay long, he nipped into the crowd. I don't think I'd have Inzima too long on the boundary. You might lose him into the crowd. You never know how long he's going to stay. Oh, the galloping Inzima.
And Gary Kirsten gets his half century. Looking for the second, but he won't go for it. There's that man Inzimam once more with a rifle return. But Gary Kirsten with 100 in the test match, and now following it here with 50 in this one-day international. Good innings by him at the end of the over, 125 for 2.
That's beautifully driven and brilliantly fielded.
Hitting this hard into the ground. A nice stop by Wasim Akram. Now nudged round the corner for the single. Yes, it certainly would liven up this middle period, because they're quite happy to pick up the singles until it gets to the last 10-12 overs where the slog starts and it builds up into a frenzy towards the end of the innings. But if you can take 5 to 6 singles and over, or 4 to 5 and the odd boundary, then you're all right. This is in the air, but it's going to go for 4 runs. There's half a chance there for Ijaz.
Kirsten cutting again, quite close to him. He plays the shot very well. Ball bounced a little bit on him. He got enough bat on it to get him wide of Ijaz. And 4, I think that 4 quite nice runs for South Africa. They have been looking to get 1 a ball. A couple of times they haven't managed that, so that'll be light relief for them.
Off the back foot, this is beautifully played. There's a man out there who's battling to get round. It's Inzimam, and a faster man would have got round and been able to cut that off. That's the danger of having him out there. He's got a very good arm, but that had the beating of him.
Yeah,
It's no good having a good arm if you can't pick the ball up before it goes over the boundary. Look at the footwork here. I mean, I've seen some people put a boot on it from time to time, but he just got it all wrong.
Kirsten 63 from 81 balls. This is nicely played. Has he got it in the gap? He has indeed. And the athleticism out in the outfield, letting Pakistan down a bit there. And often thinks that a South African might have got round and cut that off, but it was nicely placed between the fine leg and the backward square leg.
Beautiful timing here from Cullinan. Played the ball under his eyes, next to his left kneecap, rolled the wrists. Beautiful stroke.
Over pitched and he can drive it straighter. This will be 4 runs because Inzima again is the man trying to get round. Oh, he does it this time. Well done. And the South Africans only get 2 because I think they felt that that was going to be 4 again, but he did very well, the big man. Full marks to him.
Wonderful throw too. Didn't have to use the boot this time. Got there in time to pick it up. Watch this. Right over the top.
And he does go for the shot, straight back over the bowler's head. Very well struck indeed. 1 bounce, 4 runs.
On the other hand, if it's there to hit it, hit it. Just moves down the wicket a little bit to get to the pitch. Hits it dead straight. There are no fielders back there.
So Darrell Cullinan, he's got a very good half century here, following Gary Kirsten, both batsmen now having passed the 50 mark. Kirsten has got 74 and Cullinan with his 50 from just 51 deliveries. Very good figures there.
This is what the South Africans have done so well. When they were unable to hit a boundary, they're making sure that they're not wasting any delivery. They're picking up ones and they're trying to convert those ones into twos, and the way the field has been set so deep, it's a huge boundary, and they're putting pressure on the fielders by running very aggressively. They're taking the first run very aggressively.
And that deflected onto the stumps. The umpire will ask for the replay here. Will be an unfortunate way to go, but it did look to the naked eye immediately that the bat was not back in time.
Yes, I think what you're saying is right, Tony, but look at the way Darrell Cullinan is standing. He's very confident. Cullinan feels that he is in comfortably, and whereas Azhar Mahmmod feels that he's out. Let's see the replay. And yes, he's out. There's no doubt about it. He has to go. Unfortunate way of getting out, but then there are all ways of getting out. And there's no doubt whatsoever that Darrell Cullinan is out.
Well, the crowd loves it. The light has come on and signaled Darrell Cullinan out, run out. It's a very unfortunate way to go. Lovely shot, beautifully timed, beautifully placed. Authentic cricket stroke from Cronje.
That was a magnificent shot. And all the South African batsmen, although the conditions are perfect for batting, a very good score on the scoreboard, and yet you have to play these shots. And Hansie Cronje joining Gary Kirsten, continuing the good work done by Klusner and the last man, Darrell Cullinan.
And there's that fielder out there again who maybe a little bit strange to viewers. Moin Khan is out on the deep backward square leg boundary, the usual keeper.
Yes, unfortunately for Pakistan, he's also a good fielder, and that's the reason that he's been allowed to play as a batsman.
Well, they all count. Not many have come from the edge today, that must be said. Just one earlier from Kirsten, and now one from Cronje, coming off the under edge and going for 4. 211 for 3. Now here it is.
And Cronje going for a big head, getting an inside edge and going through the legs of Rashid Latif.
Oh, that was a lovely stroke. That was a pure cricket stroke. Hit on the up, timed very well indeed, placed beautifully, just past Wakar. There were 4 glorious runs.
Super shot this, just gave himself room. I think they've done so well as South Africa and got themselves in such a great position that if they don't get 300 plus, then they've actually failed in these last few overs.
Oh, well, that was a pretty good run. Yes, that's out. Got him on the full toss. Kirsten was playing across the line, hit him low down around the ankle, and umpire Dunn had no doubt whatever about that. That is South Africa's 4th wicket.
Well, a very quick Yorker, really, that was fired in by Mahmmod. He doesn't get close to the stumps. He never has all this series. But yes, I think that's out. It seemed to hit him more on the back leg, low down. You've got to give that out. Big disappointment because he's played exceptionally well, but I don't think he can complain about the decision. 221 for 4.
And the new batsman is Jonty Rhodes. He's gone to the non-striker's end because the wicket fell off the last ball of the over. The wicket of Kirsten, who was LBW to Azhar Mahmmod for 89.
You'll get somebody playing at the other end from Hansi Cronje, who's a good batsman, plays it around. Someone like Sincox or Pollack, who can belt the ball as well as play it into the gaps. Then you're giving the bowling side real problems, real headaches about how to set the field. Got to bowl differently at different types of batsmen.
Yes, he's gone. It was LBW. Rhodes has gone. He was trying to play that away to leg across the line, and this time umpire Dunn gave him out. So that is another South African wicket, and are they going to lose their way in this last 10 overs?
Well, I feel very sad for him. I was saying he's not had much cricket. He's trying to work the ball across the line. He's watched the bat close on it, comes right across, see, right to mid-wicket. Ball didn't really turn or do anything. I don't think the umpire had any option. 241 for 5.
And the new batsman is Shaun Pollack, and we've already seen from the Test series that he's no mean batsman.
That's the best shot in the book, that. The old Chinese cut, you can't set fields for them.
Yes, that's worth 4 runs of anyone's money. Very important when it's just getting a little bit stuck up. The South Africans want 1 or 2 good overs about now. Well, Wakar getting the reverse swing. Oh my goodness me, he's going to have to hurry. I didn't think that was probably out. But he's called Mr. Dunn for the 3rd umpire for the television replay.
Well, I thought that was a silly run, really, by Shaun Pollack. I don't know whether the captain made it. Pollack was off. The captain had to turn, you see, and try and get his bat in, because if Wakar had touched it onto the stumps, he could have been run out. And then he had to gallop the 22 yards, and he was struggling all the way. Now then, did he break the wickets in time? He gathered the ball in time, but he did. You can see the bail above his head. That's a disappointing. That was almost a wicket given away, really. He had to run about 30 yards in Hansi Cronje. That is out.
Yes, Scronio's out, he knew it, he was walked most of the way back to the pavilion in any case. So that is the 6th wicket down, South Africa 254 for 6 in the 44th over.
All through the innings it was going along rather nicely until the last 15 or so. The impetus lost evidence of the fact that just 26 have come from the last 6 overs. This when South Africa would have really been looking to pile on the runs, and this could be another wicket. Ijaz is underneath it, and he's got Pollack, and that's another big blow for South Africa, because he's a stroke maker and he was needed there at the end, but he hits it straight down the throat of long on, and South Africa 264 for 7 now.
And as he has done so often, Saqlain Mushtaq coming in the end to bowl his remaining overs, picking up another wicket, very difficult to hit him, and Shaun Pollack picking up the fielder in the deep, that's Ijaz Ahmed. South Africa losing their 7th wicket, and his Jubilean Saqlain Mushtaq acknowledging that. 264 for 7.
Well, this is a bit fortunate, and we've seen one like that already that went for 4 off the bat of Shaun Pollack, and now another one, both off Saqlain's bowling, and that's a bit unfortunate, but a boundary desperately needed by South Africa. Players think it's the end of the over. It isn't. There's one ball to come.
Well, they all count, and that's the price he's paying for bowling that previous delivery as wide.
Simcox on strike, yet to get off the mark. Richardson has 9.
I think against Australia, Trevor, if I'm not mistaken, there was a match in South Africa when they played one of the one-day internationals, and Wasim has done it, as we all know. He's capable of perfect Yorker, perfect delivery, and too good for Simcox to handle. Another wicket falling, and South Africans 269 for 8.
And now in real danger of being bowled out, can you believe it, without having faced their full complement of overs. But a superb delivery there from Wasim Akram, and Simcox undone first ball by the Yorker from the great Wasim, and South Africa 269 for 8. Again the Yorker. This might have been the in-swinger because it hit the leg stump out of the ground. And great bowling by the most experienced man in the Pakistani side, playing his 233rd one-day international, and that will be his 336th wicket.
And as we all know, he's capable of destruction towards the end with his lethal Yorkers, picking up the 9th South African wicket, and South Africa losing Fanny de Villiers 271 for 9.
Alan Donald has scored just 40 runs in 22 innings, so he's hardly likely to be able to stand up to the sort of stuff we've seen from Wasim Akram, who knocks him over first ball, middle stump. What sensationing bowling by the Pakistani captain.
Well, that's what I've been saying. I was saying that both Wasim and Saqlain are the two most difficult bowlers to get away in limited overs cricket when they come into bowl towards the end. And Wasim Akram showing why he's number 1 one-day bowler in the world at the moment. He's taken the highest number of wickets, and he has demolished the South African batting, not allowing Alan Donald to even get a bat to the ball, and picking up his 2nd wicket in the over, and reducing Australia, South Africa, who at one stage looked as though they're going to get 300 plus, to 271 all out.
Well, you never know with Wasim, because he can bend them in and swing them away from the right-handed batsman, whether he's getting reverse swing or not, but it looked very much like that to me, the way he was making that ball swing on a brilliant length, and 3 wickets in the space of that 1 over, and it means South Africa fall 2 overs short of their complement of 50, and have been bowled out for 271, having really looked as though that they were going to coast to 300 and maybe past.
This is Pollack to Saeed Anwar. Out! First ball now. If ever South Africa required a start, they've just got it. Jeffrey.
Well, I think it was waiting to happen, was that. Saeed Anwar's been in terrible form. Well, we've seen all through the Test match series, and I was just about to say, South Africa have got to make this new ball count. I'm sure they'll have been watching Ambrose and Walsh bowl yesterday evening in the first few overs with the dew on the pitch, and they've made it count straight up. A duck, and South Africa, wonderful start, 0 for 1.
Sahel, the man to get to the crease, just a few runs short of 4,000 runs in limited overs cricket, international cricket, averaging just over 30. This is the second ball of the innings. It's not a bad delivery either. Didn't get through to David Richardson, but the man out, Saeed Anwar, take nothing away from the bowler, Jeff, but not a great shot.
Well, sometimes you give a lot of credit to the bowler because he's bowled a magic delivery, but there's nothing special about that. I mean, he'll take it, will Shaun Pollack, but look, the ball doesn't do anything. It's just a straight ball angled across, and he's nicked it. He's in that bad of form. I'd be looking to get picked for the next match. I mean, he just can't get the bat on ball. Now, that's a good ball. That was a cracker. That pitched and left him like a firecracker. I mean, it was a wide ball to be playing a cover drive at. I suppose if you're in great nick, then OK, it goes for you. But he hasn't really let himself have a sighter. He could have played 3 or 4 balls and over.
Big shout and given out by umpire Steve Dunn. What a sensational over this is from Shaun Pollack. He's knocked over Saeed Anwar and Sahel in 4 deliveries. But I don't know, I thought I heard a couple of noises there, Jeffrey.
Yeah, it was a noise of the umpire giving him out. I thought it was plumb. He got playing back to a fullish length delivery. I think it pitched on, and I think that's probably missing off, a missing leg, and knocking middle out about 2/3 the way up. On your bike, son, you're gone. That's out. If that's not out, I don't know what is. None for 2.
Ijaz Ahmed, 4,600 runs, averaging 32, 6 centuries, 26 50s, and 139 off 84 deliveries last time out here at the Qaddafi Stadium against India. I don't think he expected to be in 5th ball of the innings, that's for sure. This is why Pollack, close to the stumps, pitches on, nips back. The perfect delivery to the left-hander.
Now, this is a good ball, no doubt about that. Full credit to the bowler.
Here he is to a right-hander. That's close, it's out! He's done it! Goodness me! 3 wickets in 5 deliveries. Ijaz, we saw that in the Test match, falling across, and the ball's not going anywhere, but the base and middle, or halfway up.
Well, I think this is out. I think he's done a similar thing till he did at Faisalabad. It's probably even more plumb at Faisalabad, but I think this is out. He just walks across. Why in heaven's name he'd be playing back? I mean, you can see leg stump, nearly middle stump as well. I mean, what are they doing playing back? Why aren't they playing forward? And that's well done, the umpire. He's not put off by having given 1 LB. He's given 2. A lot of umpires would chicken out. He hasn't done that. And it's a sensational start for South Africa. None for 3.
Well, there's the over so far. Wicket, dot ball, wicket, wicket. We've thrown it around the commentary box, and none of us have seen such a sensational start as this in a limited overs game. First over of an innings. Pollack's got 3 out and 5 deliveries, 2 left-handers and a right-hander.
Ijaz wasn't even playing that ball to wide mid-on, he was playing it to square leg. It was a dreadful shot. No, I don't think Inzima expected to be coming in now first over on a hat-trick.
3 slips. Hatric saved. Good delivery though, in the end of a fantastic over from Shaun Pollack. Celebrations from his teammates, and rightly so. Pakistan still to get off the mark, and 3 down.
You see, straight away is away. And I think the good thing is, I don't think he gets affected by other things, because I don't think he's a great thinking cricketer. And that might be a blessing with everything that went on at the other end while he was watching.
Good shot this, little bit of width.
Well, just from Shahid Afridi, he was looking good, and Pakistan would be heaving a sigh of relief. Due to technical reasons, we unfortunately missed the fact that he was bowled by Pollack middle stump, and so Shahid Afridi going out for 7 runs only. Another big blow to Pakistan. At that stage, they were 9 for 4, and we'll pick up the action again.
Well, that's the first fractionally short ball from Pollack, and it's been dispatched by Inzima.
And as Jeffrey Boycott was mentioning earlier, he is a class player, there's no doubt about it, and he's taking his time to settle in. And the first opportunity given by Shaun Pollack to play a shot, Inzima played it to perfection.
There's no fine leg, he is in short, and Moin has beaten him, and it's gone away for 4. Inzima with another boundary. Always danger when you have that fine leg short. It's gone through, very unusual, but as we saw yesterday evening with the West Indies team in the field, ball now beginning to pick up some dew out there, and de Villiers having that ball just slip through his grasp.
That's a pretty good shot. It's going away to the square leg boundary for 4 runs. Moin timing that one very well indeed, playing it late and getting it past the fieldsman at square leg. Very good jump there by umpire Ian Robinson. He hit that extremely well. 4 runs, first bounce over the square leg boundary, and if you bowl short to Inzima, you do so at your peril.
A little bit short, Alan Donald. It certainly wasn't an attempted bounce or anything like that. They're not allowed in this competition at the moment, but Inzima just gets onto it so quickly.
This is through the covers. 4 runs, very good ones. And the reaction from the crowd as though those were the winning runs.
Yes, I like Moin Khan. He's got a big heart, got a certain amount of ability. He cracks this one. There are other players who've got more ability but don't make as much of their ability as what Moin Khan does. Courageous player, big heart, good cricket brain. That's what they need. 1 or 2 boundaries. Still pick up the singles, but suddenly they've got to up the tempo a little bit, and again, which is not easy, without losing wickets. They don't have too many to play with.
Well, that was much too short from Patson Cox.
Shot.
Magnificent shot. That's one of the shots that he really plays so well. Stands up straight and delivers. We saw him play a number of those shots in that splendid 96 that he made in the Pakistani first innings in the 3rd test at Faisalabad. and he punished Donald in this way, as well as Pollack and Klusener. And it's Klusener on the receiving end again on this time. Right down the ground, just to the onside of the stumps. A magnificent shot by Inzima. And here's another one. Oh, he's coming back for the second. This could be trouble. And has he got the bat down? The big man really got rolling that time. And umpire Steve Dunn hasn't even bothered to call for the umpire. The crowd now acknowledge he's 50 because without the scoreboard knowing it, he was credited with 4 runs earlier in that last over from Klusener. Now this is a pretty tight call for the umpire not to refer. Goodness me, Steve Dunn. Cleverly bowled. He gave that quite a bit of air, deceived him with flight there.
Yes, I'm surprised at Moin Khan. He's looking for that cut shot, that late cut, that steer all the time behind square. That's better. Then you got to go with the spin. That's much better. And then it makes Simcock think about it.
Well, that 4 brings up the 100 partnership between these two. What a fight back it has been. This again, I think, is a look at that run out. You see, it was pretty tight. And umpire Dunn, he got it right. But he'll be a little nervy when he sees that on the highlights replay, that he didn't refer it. And this is more runs. Pollack steaming round the boundary. He's not going to get there. And they're on their feet now. 22 runs have come from the last 2 overs. It's 116 for 4.
This, he's gone, he's got him now. That was LBW. Moin Khan's splendid innings has come to an end, and he was playing, I think, trying to work that away to leg across the line, and LBW.
And this time Moin trying to play across the line, ball pitching in the line, and his foot is also within those stumps, and that's why Ian Robinson had no hesitation in giving him out, and Pakistan losing their 5th wicket, 142 for 5.
And Wasim Akram, the new batsman, stopping that, have a word with Inzima ul Haq, and Wasim Akram is in because of this. Just a moment ago, Moin Khan playing right across the line at Fani de Villiers, trying to play him to mid-wicket. There can be no doubt about that one. And that was the fall of the 5th wicket, the 5th Pakistan wicket for 142. Umpire Robinson giving the verdict.
Well, he's got hold of this one. That made a lovely sound off the bat, like a rifle crack. And from the time you heard that, you knew it was going to be sailing away.
Right out of the sweet spot. Maximum.
He's a long way down, and just, he's out. I think he's hit the stumps. He's got to be gone.
Now what can we tell from here? Bails off, out.
What a magnificent piece of fielding, and that's what makes John D. Rhodes so vital in the limited overs game. He's gone directly between the fielders, absolutely straight hit down the ground from Azhar Mahmmod. This is a good over for Pakistan.
Driven straight back at Kronya. If he'd got an ankle on that, he might have broken it.
bowled him.
So Hansi Cronje strikes the decisive blow. The Qaddafi Stadium has all of a sudden gone absolutely silent. I think they realise now that Pakistan's hopes have gone.
Well, Inzima had little option really. He had to hit some boundaries. The rate was just going further and further out. Cronje got it straight. He knows that that's done it. There you go. But this ground should stand for this man. It's been a marvellous effort on his part to drag his side out of absolute rack and ruin at 9 for 4, and he and Moin Khan stabilised things and certainly entertained this huge crowd here. But I think at 180 for 7 and the rate closing in on 10 and over required, South Africa should taste sweet victory. Well played, Inzima ul Haq.
And as we all know that unless the last wicket is taken, the last run is scored, no match is completed. And these two batsmen certainly giving Pakistani crowd still flocking the stadium, still there. They're not leaving the ground. The crowd is cheering the Pakistani batsmen.
I think he's out. He's out. He's rather casually caught by Lance Klusener, and he has to go a caught and bowled, and the 8th wicket is down, but he took it as though he was just fielding a ball and preventing a run. But he's delighted now. It's stuck in that right hand of his, and a very fine catch.
And that was Rashid Latif who was trying to whip him on the onside, but not being able to middle it, and Klusener taking a good one-handed catch. Although it looked very casual, but it certainly made sure that it stays. In Pakistan losing Rashid Latif for 14, cotton ball Klusener 206 for 8.
This is another good hit, and Donald can only watch it sailing for 6.
What a magnificent shot that one was. Azhar Mahmmod finding the ball right in the slot and giving it the full treatment, hitting it straight over the bowler's head.
Again, I don't think that was bowled at full pace, but it's a splendid shot. It's 4 runs, and that brings Mahmmod his first 50 in one-day international cricket, and what an heroic innings it has been. This is amazing. It's up again. Jonty Rhodes getting under it this time. Does he catch it? He has. He's got it this time, and a deathly silence suddenly around this huge Qaddafi Stadium. But that was another very difficult catch that went ever so high, and maybe all South Africans will say, thank goodness Jonty was under it.
I was about to say that. I'm sure that nobody was shouting mine, and everybody was just standing where they were and just waiting for Jonty to complete a very difficult catch. There's no doubt about it. And look at the way he has taken it, very comfortably taken by Jonty Rhodes, and look at the delight on his face. Pakistan 247 for 9.
And so, unfortunately in cricket, you cannot hit a 14. 1 ball remains. Farney's going to bowl just a little one off a short delivery. It's heaved away on the onside, and the fielder doesn't mind the fact that it has gone for 4. That's of no consequence whatsoever, and the match ends with Pakistan on 262 for 9, falling just 9 runs short of the South African score of 271. Relief on the faces of the South Africans.